Alright, so I'm over here in HXEdit, the desktop controller for the Helix, and I kind of just want to walk you through what it looks like to make a new amp patch. This one's probably going to sound like shit because I'm just messing around. I'm not going to sit there dialing it in, but you know, it should give you a sense of the flow, right? So over here are your folders. You can go over to user 4 or whatever folder you want and hop in here to new preset. So notice that I have a little loop going in the background. That's from that guy. That's physically the ports coming out of the back of your amp. So I'm sending signals out of the FX loop into my looper right here. I have a loop going and it's coming back in. So basically right here, that little interface is where the loop you hear in the background is coming from. So it sounds faint. This is just like raw from my pickups, which are loud but not amped up. So let's come over here and put in an amp plus cabinet. You could do individually amp and cab if you cared about your sound that much, but the presets are pretty nice. So I don't know, let's do something. Yeah. So I'm gonna push the drive up on this and give it a little, yeah, let's really pull that bass out. And so normally you want to throw a compressor in here before the amp, you know, kind of just smooth out your playing a little bit. Whoa, not that. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter, just tweak around with it until it's tight and in the frequency band you want it. You know, I'm running at 96 BPM, so up here I can go to the BPM and change it to 96, which is going to control all the effects. So like for example, I put a delay pedal in here. Let's see the reverse delay. That's weird. Let's actually synchronize this, so like make it, whoa, and you want to mix that way down so you can hear it's just like barely ba, ba, ba. But all we're trying to do is thicken out that sound, especially when we come in here and add a reverb. So I actually like the legacy reverbs the best. Let's put in, and so that's just gonna kind of pull out the sound. But as you can see, we're also kind of like crushing it a little bit, right? Like you can't hear that detail. So maybe I'm gonna come in here, add a preamp, pull that into a second channel, maybe pull the drive down. And then you can hear the difference. That's kind of crushed, but now we have a second path coming through with a clean amp that I haven't done anything to. So that kind of splits a neat little trick. You can also, you know, put acoustic guitar down here and something kind of metal up there, and you know, get both signal chains going at once. So it has a little more bite to it. It's a little more spread out. I can make it more drastic. So that has the cool percussive, but it's also completely drowning the signal. So if I come over here, let's raise the level on this guy. So you get both that nice drawn out sound. Anyway, you mess around with this, you give it a name, Loud in Libraries. library, save it, and boom, you have it. So I suggest going through, making like 5 presets, you know, a nice lead sound, a clean sound, a rhythm sound, you know, one that kind of sounds like an acoustic guitar, so you can do pretty little stuff. Probably something a little crunchy for when you're doing, you know, like da 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 da. Yeah, and then just have those 5 sounds. Those are your colors. Don't go crazy. Don't get lost in tones. And when you're making loops or, you know, dicking around with practice, you know, you have that nice little sheltered thing, so you're not sitting there scrolling through presets all day like I tend to do, especially since those presets are not tuned to your guitar, right? So yeah, that's HXEdit in however many minutes, 5 minutes.